Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you all. Happy Tuesday. Let me just tell you all, because I know you all like, oh my God, you're coming in sporadic or whatever. I do not anticipate a lot of people coming in because I have not been on live, but I've been getting calls about this. And then when I get on live, then I get hot. Jesus, I need to go get a fan. Getting calls about this, emails. I even had somebody ask me for smoke. They was like, send a smoke signal, let me know that you are alive. I think they're thinking that the Illuminati gonna come and get me. But anyway, happy Tuesday to each and every one of you all. If you all are new, my name is Catrice, and welcome to Cocktail Hour with Catrice. Y'all give me 1 second while I turn this fan on real quick. Hold on. Because as soon as I get on live, I get hot. Wait a minute. All right. Here we go. God is all right, y'all. Let's get started and talk about the situation. I do have an update for you all. I really haven't been watching a lot of commentary about this. Ooh. So I don't know if anyone else has covered this or excuse me, if they have caught this about the whole TD Jakes, Dwayne Youngblood situation. I don't know about you, and this is another thing. This is why I'm going to start taking my time. I don't need to keep up with the Joneses, okay? When it comes up to this YouTube thing, whenever I do my research is when I come live, okay? I'm not just going to come live and talk and do all this yibba yap and don't have any information, and or I don't feel this is so church. I don't feel led to do it, okay? So that's it for that. So I do have an update about this Dwayne Youngblood situation. I actually went back today and I watched the first interview because I got the documents, and I don't know if any other YouTuber has covered this. I really haven't been paying that much attention. Like a lot of you all, I spent Valentine's Day out. Okay. I don't know who's watching, so I'm not going to say who I was with. Okay. Because they always minded my business. But I could have went live when the documents were dropped. I chose not to. I was not interested. I was out doing all the things and having myself a good old time. But I did go through some of the documents today. I kind of stopped at the first affidavit from TD Jakes. You do have to pay for it on Pacer, okay? But I did stop there. Well, let's talk about this really quickly. Y'all see this profile pic, by the way? Y'all see this thumbnail? It is rated men. It's just me surrounded by a whole bunch of Men of God. Okay. So let's talk about Prophet, Lovy, and EJ really quickly. I did get some information about them last week. First of all, I'm not impressed about this whole situation. And you could tell, first of all, okay, so we all know that Gigi, the young lady who alleged that she had a relationship with him, we don't know whether it's here nor there. We really don't care. At this point, let's just get down to the nitty gritty about if he like all the things. Um, but apparently EJ has been calling Lovy a charlatan, a witch, a warlock, false prophet. I guess that's where they draw the line. That's where they get their feelings hurt. Okay. Is when somebody calls them a witch or warlock and a false prophet. Not that you was out here sending me money on Venmo, Zelle, and Cash App, according to Gigi, but you got to call him a name. That's when his fifis get hurt, child. I don't know if I like Lovy anymore. I used to think Lovy was cool, but I don't know. I don't necessarily, I told you on the last video, I don't like the company that he keeps. If I don't like the company that you keep, I don't trust you. So anyway, he has filed a lawsuit and he also came out with a video. Now, Prophet Lovy, and shout out to him. I did see him in somebody else's comment section. But I didn't like the clapback video. As a matter of fact, I watched like 10 minutes and I turned it off because I was like, this is cold. This is heavily coded with a little bit of shade. This is a PR stunt. We don't respect you, Lovy, at all. So with that being said, I was like, I can't, just talk to me straight. If you have a problem with me, tell me to my face. Tell me straight. I recorded a video yesterday and I was like, for me, in the YouTube arena and YouTube streets, I don't like getting in the midst of all the things because I'm not a person that likes to clap back online. I'll catch a flight. Like and I know that's not a good thing it's not nothing to brag about, of course, but I like to do confrontation. Everyone in my circle knows that I do not mind confronting things head on. I will say what I have to say, keep it moving. If you don't like it, that's fine. We can respect each other. But I will confront you about a situation. Now, when I'm done, I'm done. But I will confront you about a situation. So I don't like the whole back and forth thing on the YouTube thing or whatever. And so that's why I try to stay clear. With Prophet Lovy in his response, I didn't appreciate it. I was just like, this is heavily coded, heavily jaded. And they said that he had a crisis. Don't be shady, Catrice. Claim he had a crisis department he was working with or a crisis team. We all know who that team is, child. Stop playing around with people. Because the rhetoric was just way too similar. And I was just like, we don't respect you. I don't respect you for that alone. Like, come and say, you know what, EJ, let's reason together. Let's talk things out. Gigi, let me throw some money at you or something, whatever. But like, don't give me this heavily coded, heavily jaded PR foolishness and then a lawsuit. So anyway, that's enough of that because I'm tired of these people. Now, I was going to find a video of Bishop Wooden. Now, y'all know he is our resident chief pastor and chief here. Okay, he's also we all know the tea about Bishop Wooden. Okay, he's been our co-host here for a number of years. But Bishop Wooden was in the hospital. We talked about this on my last live stream. Bishop Wooden was in the hospital. He was on the sick and shut-in list. He had what we call a lengthy illness. And but Bishop Wooden is one of those people who is used to controversy. I kind of like him for that. I'm not gonna lie, because at least you know where he stands at the beginning. You know, I might end this live, but you know where he stands at the beginning. You know who he is. He doesn't put on airs. So at least I can respect that about Bishop Wooden. I wish that Lovy would adopt some of what Wooden has. However, Wooden was back in that pulpit. Now he's talking about the vote and the election and Trump. I'm just like, you know what? And he's basically talking about like, if you voted outside of Trump, then you're not a Christian. Now, here's where I have a problem with Bishop Wooden. He focuses only on the LGBT community. He has this hard on for the gay community that is, or for the community as a whole, that is so annoying. Like, sir, what is it that you want? Do you not want people to exist at all? You just want to like cut everything out. So anyway, he's online talking about how people aren't Christian if they voted outside of basically of Trump. And as I was watching the video today, I was like, you know what? He's a Kojic bishop. Bishop Wooden doesn't realize, and maybe he needs a reminder. The Kojic church reminds me of the RNC. Y'all remember the Republican National Convention this past year? Y'all remember that situation? If you don't remember, let me refresh your memory. So boom, I forgot where was it held at? Hold on. It was held. Where was the RNC held? Where was it? Milwaukee? Hold on, was it in Milwaukee? Okay, so the men of God, we're gonna call them the current conservative people. The men of God of the RNC went to Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention. Now, who in the heck goes to Milwaukee? I don't know. So they're doing the convention, and then all of a sudden, there's breaking news that the Grindr app was shut down because there was so many men on the app trying to go get a little yeah after the summit. And so as I was preparing for today and really doing my research about Bishop Jakes, and I'm not going to be on here long, I was like, the cult, well, really it's the church as a whole. We're not going to just put it on coach. It's the church as a whole, if you ask me. However, we're going to just use Kojic because he's Kojic. The Kojic church is the same way. From what I heard, I've been doing this, according to YouTube, 7 years, but really going strong the last couple of years. And over the years for the Church of God in Christ convocation, they've had to change all the rules, all the housing rules. And so at this point in time, if you don't already have a group of people that you're going with, then the actual convention will put you in a room. They'll put you in they'll set you with like a roommate, because the people cannot be trusted to do things the right way and not be out of pocket and not throw these convocation parties. Let me make sure people know I'm live. Hold on. They're throwing these convocation parties. And so they've had to flip the script to make sure that the people get housed properly, because adult people, and I'm going to say really the men of God, they don't have no discipline. The adult men don't have enough discipline to be in a room with their fellow church goers and convention goers and convocation goers to just go to the conference and let that be. No, they want to be out here thotting it out and having parties. And so I'm like, it is such a contradiction for me when it comes down to Bishop Wooden, because he has such a hard on for the LGBT. But I'm like, you are a part of an organization that people know that there's a lot of the gay situation going on. And truth be told, we all think that you're down low. I know I do. I firmly believe that Bishop Patrick Wooden is a down low man, because I have never met a straight heterosexual man. Hey, Miss Cassandra, how you doing? I have never seen a straight heterosexual man. Hey, Alice, how you doing? I have never seen a straight heterosexual man be so concerned about the gay agenda. I've never seen it. As a matter of fact, I was really heavily in the manosphere sphere, but my favorite streamer, he hasn't been live, just like I ain't been live, so I can't say nothing about it. And because life goes, life happens. So he was talking about the guy. I don't know if you all really know about Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit is a really popular podcast that's on YouTube or whatever. And the main host of Fresh and Fit, Myron, he has, again, just like Bishop Wooden, a major issue. Number one, he's a complete racist. He's Sudanese. He's black. He's from Africa. Okay. And this man has the biggest issue with everybody. So, and including the gay people. But there's pictures of this man plastered everywhere, hugged up with one man. And then it just came out this past week that he's never really had a girlfriend until the one he has now. So who were you with before? You're with another man. And this is why when it comes down to Bishop Wooden or Wooden, whatever he calls himself, I don't respect this man of God. I really don't. Because he's always, it's like, I'm not gay, but I don't care about what the gays do because it's not my business. It's not my life. Why? Like, my thing is, why are you so concerned about what they do unless you are jealous that you can't do it? Why is it that you're so concerned about a group of people that are minding their business? Okay. And yes, can we talk about the community that was out here, trying to, the people that do TikTok? Okay. Excuse me. The people that do TikTok. There are a couple of trans creators that are trying to influence children. That, I feel like that's wrong. Leave that up to the parent. But when it comes down to their personal bedroom behavior, why do you care? Unless you're jealous that it's not you and that you can't live your life out loud and in color. That's all I have for that. By the way, he looks bad. But maybe that's all that hate. Maybe that's all that hatred going to his head because he looks like he's tired. He looks like he's drained. Bishop Wooden looks like he is just done. He's exhausted. And this is what I would talk about with what's this calling me? When it comes down to Myra from Fresh and Fit, he spends every morning. I'm talking about, I'll wake up at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. He's already posted 4 or 5 hours before, spewing nothing but hatred. And it's like, sir, why are you so dead set on spewing hatred? You're going to age yourself. And that's what he's doing. The young man has had to have a hair replacement. He's not even 40 years old. That is not funny, Catrice. You better not laugh. Okay. So that's it for I'm about to say Dr. Wooden. Maybe that's a prophecy. We don't want him to be nobody's doctor, don't you? Maybe he needs a doctor. How about that? All right, y'all. We're going to move quickly tonight. Let's talk about Bishop T.D. Jakes. And now this is a lot with Bishop T.D. Jakes. Okay. And let me ask you all in the comment section, and please don't just sit here. Let me know if you all have seen or heard of this demand letter. If any other creator has read this letter to you all. If not, I'm going to read a little bit of it. I do have a copy. Bishop Thomas Dexter Jakes, Elder Jakes, yeah, that hatred that Bishop Wooden is doing is eating him alive. Absolutely, I agree. Let me know if you all have read or heard of this letter. If anyone else has read the letter to you all on YouTube, I do have a copy. All this time, to me, this was speculation. This was not a real thing until I read it with my own eyes. So this does not look good for Youngblood. Now I see why the bishop filed a lawsuit. So I'm going to read this to you all. They have the bishop's entire information. I do not encourage you all. I do not encourage you all to check out the bishop's stuff. Oh Lord. All right. They have the bishop's, I don't know if this is his home address, church address. They have the bishop's information. Okay, so I'm gonna read you all. So trying to say so Bishop Jakes, Bishop T.D. Jakes responded to Dwayne. Let me actually pull it up. He responded to Dwayne Youngblood's I guess counter situation or wanted to the request for dismissal. Okay. And basically this is, I mean, we all kind of know how this goes. If you all have seen any of the things that have happened on YouTube with any bloggers or other high profile people, the Tasha K's of the world, this is really about money. Who has the most money, who can go the distance? The person that has the most money basically wins. Okay. So Bishop Jakes, let me actually pull up the initial. The initial response to Dwayne Youngblood, I believe, was 28 pages. Pull it up. Come on now. My computer want to mess up when I'm on live, so I ain't got time for that. Okay, I can look at it right here. So the initial, yes, 28 pages long. That's just for the response. Then he has 32 additional attachments. Some attachments, attachment 12 is 117 pages. Good Lord. I have not read all this. This is a lot to read. I think that that's what he's counting on Dwayne Youngblood doing, is not having the money to do all this. And we all know who his attorney is, child. Do you see this man? The man? He was on another platform on YouTube, child. And I was like, y'all just bring the ghetto online. Let's go forth. The demand letter is as follow. There you go. Since I go looking for it's right here. Here it is. Okay. This is exhibit 25 in the response to Dwayne Youngblood. I'm sorry, let's go back. I'm sorry, I messed up. This is the demand letter for, and keep in mind, I would not be reading this to you if it did not say $6 million. Okay. It says, Bishop Jakes, my firm has been retained by Dwayne Youngblood, Mr. Youngblood, regarding harm visited upon him by Bishop Thomas Dexter Jakes, respondent. The nature of Mr. Young, now this is dated November the 15th, 2024. This letter, hold on. This letter is intentionally void of the graphic details. The purpose of this letter is to engage the parties to resolve this matter quickly and privately for settlement purposes only. The opening settlement demand is $6 million, period. The demand is negotiable. Mr. Youngblood first learned of and was introduced to the respondent as a young teenager. Mr. Youngblood was raised in the church, and his family often visited Bishop Wade Jones's church. Throughout Mr. Youngblood's teenage years, respondent often visited Jones's church, and during one of those visits, the respondent began to SA and or harass Youngblood. Upon information and belief, Mr. Youngblood was between the ages of 17 and 19. So this is where this is lie number one on Youngblood. Lie number one, because I went back and I listened to the interview again today. They don't want nobody to go back, because the men of God are afraid you're going to listen to them. If my ex is watching me, I learned this because you lied about literally everything. My ex lied about the stabby in blue. He lied about what the weather was like, the temperature was like. Was it overcast? Was it a chance of rain? Was it cloudy? He lied about everything. Okay. So on the interview, it was said that he was 19 years old. In this letter, this demand letter, it says upon information and belief, he was between the ages of 17 and 19. Youngblood is lying, in my opinion. As respondent's career took off, Mr. Youngblood's interactions with him decreased over time. Well, duh. He's working. Mr. Youngblood was forced to interact with the respondent, with the encouragement and urging of Dr. Sherman S. Watkins, the hot tub man. Mr. Dr. Bishop Elder Sherman Watkins is the man that he said in the interview that took him on vacation, that he offered to go with Dr. Sherman Watkins on vacation. Hold on. Okay. Offered to go. And then they got in a hot tub together as two grown, presenting, I guess you would say, heterosexual Black men. Now, this is no dig against the LGBT. I really don't too much care, but upon information to believe, this is what he's telling us in these interviews that he's, in my opinion, is lying about. Youngblood obliged and confronted the respondent about the harm respondent visited upon him. Respondent said, at that time, my stock was rising and I would have slept with anyone. After this distasteful confession, Mr. Youngblood was forced to interact with the respondent throughout the years due to membership in the same organization. Now, listen to this part. This is the part that we're going to focus on. This is the conclusion of the $6 million demand letter. Mr. Youngblood has authorized my office to make a pre-litigation settlement demand of $6 million. The settlement will provide Mr. Youngblood with the necessary resources to help him pay for psychological services that he needs, as well as compensate him for the physical trauma his teenage body endured. This demand, again, is negotiable. Blackburn, with his audacity, said, you have 7 days from the date of this letter to accept the offer of private resolution. If we do not hear from you by 11/23/24, we will view your silence as a rejection of this offer and will proceed to file suit without delay. Extortion. Although we hope this matter will be resolved privately, we must provide you with a preservation notice. Now, where did he get the $6 million number from? Is my question. That's number one. Let's go back to the conclusion where Youngblood alleges in this pre-litigation settlement demand of $6 million. It says that this settlement will provide Mr. Youngblood with the necessary resources to help him pay for the psychological services that he needs, as well as compensate him for the physical trauma his teenage body endured. Now, here's why I decided to start with this letter and not go straight to, because I know a lot of people already went to the court records. You all can go to other platforms for that. Here's why I decided to start with that, because I recall, let's go back. When I was with my ex-boyfriend of 4 years, on and off, when we were both cheating on each other, praise the Lord. All he did was lie to me. So I am trained, and I tell my friend this all the time, my current friend, I said, whatever you say to me, I'm going to take it in and I'm going to remember it. And I'm going to repeat it as though it's true because you told me that, but I'm going to repeat it so that you know that I heard you. Okay? Whatever you do, don't lie to me. Because there's something right now that he has said to me, and I'll bring it up in a minute. I'm saying, well, you told me you did this. And he hates it. He can't stand it. So, upon my information to believe, from what I was told on the, let's see when this video was done. Hold on. The interview was done. It was in no, I think the first one was in October 2024. Okay. Upon my information to my belief, popular. Yes. So the initial interview took place on 10/28/24. Okay. It is now, and I don't know why it's still up. This is the craziest move in life, but it has over 154,000 views on this video. Okay. But it makes total sense why people would keep this up, because I guess they like the foolishness. I don't know. I don't like foolishness like this. But what I was told on the interview, and what 154,000 people were told on the interview, is that he and a young man by the name of Harry, what's the man's name? A young man by the name of Harvey McDaniels took Bishop Jakes out to dinner. He had his mother's car. Harvey McDaniels went his way, and Youngblood took the bishop back to a woman's house that he was staying with at the time, an older elder woman in the church. So Harvey's gone. The woman's probably asleep. She probably took some Geritol, okay, and she went to bed. She was Silver Saint. And he and the bishop were talking, and he thought that he said that he thought he found someone that was going to be a father figure or a male mentor to him. He was excited about it. Oh, I finally found somebody to do this. And then he turns around and he said he gets up from the table to leave. The bishop with his 6 foot son, let's just say he's 6'6", 6'7" self. Okay. Big mind of God. I wish I would have known that before I started disliking the bishop. Jesus, I would have got some trouble. I mean, he don't like me. He don't like no way. But the bishop in his 6'6", 6'7" self, the mind of God said that the bishop pulled him close and tried to kiss him. So I've heard countless people online saying this is a stupid thing to do for him to file a lawsuit. But in this demand letter, it is clear that the allegations don't match. Right? It's clear that the allegations that were put out there about the bishop don't match what's in the $6 million lawsuit. So I don't understand why people are online running they yaps about the situation where it's written in black and white. In this demand letter, it's basically saying that the bishop, now listen, we don't know if it's true or not, but the stories are not adding up. Because on one end, we're being told that the bishop allegedly tried to pull him close to kiss him. And he said he didn't know how he got out there. He didn't say the next morning he had to sit in the tub because his hind parts was bleeding. He just said that the bishop tried to kiss him, and then the bishop then called him from the bathtub on the landline. That's what he told the people. And so when I was preparing for this live stream, I said, wait a minute. I said, who doesn't have 2 eyes to read? Like, people don't want to read. I'm not going to lie to you all. Now, y'all know I don't really agree with everything that the bishop has done, especially when it comes down to baby Jason and Michelle Lau. I'm never going to change from that. Never. However, just because I don't like what he's done on that, and does not mean that this guy has a right to lie on the bishop about something different. That doesn't make sense. Why would you then turn around and say, oh, you touched me and you did this and that, but then on the live on the interview, and then here's the kicker. He named a guy by the name of, what's that guy's name? Not Bishop Wade Jones. He named another guy, the Bishop Quandra Wilson, who apparently was their presiding bishop of their organization. He named Quandra Wilson. He also named, and I made some notes about this, he also named 2 or 3 other incidents that state that he was essayed by other men. So my question is are you trying to hold the Bishop T.D. Jakes accountable for what these other men did to you? Because number one, Quandra Wilson is no longer with us. Okay, he's gone. But the other people clearly don't have any money. And at one point he said that he was raped by somebody when he was doing a singing tour. It's like they want us to believe the foolishness, child. Like, I just don't get it. Now, am I saying that nothing happened? No. What I'm saying to you is what's written here on this document and what he said on that interview do not match. It just don't match. Now, if he would have went on that line and said, listen, this is what the bishop did to me, and he took my narrow body and he rummaged me, I would be like, all right, you know what? There's too much information, but he shared it, right? So at least he's going on record saying that this is what the bishop did to him. This is what he's alleging. That's a $6 million. That's $6 million worth, in my opinion. But on the flip side, you're telling us that he tried to kiss you, but then in paperwork, you're trying to say that he did something to your body. It's like, girl, which one is it? Girl, which one is it? Please let us know. We need to know. The people want to know. So anyway, that's all I have for y'all today, child. I just wanted to come on really quickly. Again, I could have sat here and I could have read all 28 pages of this. No one's gonna sit here and read all of this. Especially not the fact that the bishop has in one of these documents over 100. I'm like, what the heck is on here for 117 pages? Child? Thank God for an attorney, because I'm not. But me reading a simple paragraph in the first, I'm talking about, I didn't even get to, was it? Let me say. I didn't even get to the second page of this. And I went right to the affidavit. I mean, to the exhibit. I read the affidavit and then went to the exhibit. And I was like, everything's right here. Like, I just don't understand people, child. They want you to believe everything. Now, again, we don't know if the bishop really did something to him at this point in time. It's about who has the most money, who's going to be able to drag this out the longest. And that's probably Bishop T.D. Jakes. It looks like to me, and I'm not going to lie to you. Somebody said that it didn't make sense for him to bring Blackburn out. This is not the case to do. I beg to differ. I mean, partly because I told Michelle Loud the same thing. I was like, listen, any attorney that takes you is going to blow up. But you have to prove that this is what happened with your son. Like, you have to prove that. You get what I'm saying? So, but I was like, if you can prove this and you have the attorney, they're going to blow up. So I don't really blame Blackburn for trying to get this quick payday. I mean, I don't like it. Trust me, I don't do extortion. But to put his name out there to associate with Bishop Jakes, it makes sense. It makes sense. Was it right? No. But it makes sense to do, because if you wanna get celebrity clientele, you gotta put your name out there that you beat Bishop Jakes. The only challenge is that Youngblood doesn't have Bishop Jakes' money. That to me was the crazy part. Do I think it was stupid? No. But Youngblood doesn't have Jakes' money. So I don't think this was bad for Jakes to do at all. As a matter of fact, now this is the other part that I didn't like. Where's my document? I'm just getting up on everything today. This is my last thing. So where's the affidavit real quick? Hold on. I went to the affidavit first. I make sure I title them separate so that I can, because of course there's two things that says Jakes or whatever. So here's the Jakes affidavit. This is only, I think, 4 pages. So I get a little fidgety when I'm looking for stuff. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I get really fidgety. So, oh no, this says it's 1 of 8 pages. Okay. So I get fidgety. So I scroll all the way to the bottom. I'm like, let me just see what's going on, And I noticed, now keep in mind that I have researched this person before. I actually did the research on my Instagram live one day. So there is a person, so Bishop has several executive assistants. He doesn't just have one, but he has one main executive assistant that was with him at the sticks of West Virginia. Her name is Miss Beverly, right? And so I did some research about her. I did research about, I think it was another bishop's daughter. I forgot what her name is right now. It escapes me. She's there at the Potter's house. There's a couple people. So I'm looking at the thing today, and I scroll all the way down, and I said, Notary Public is his executive assistant. So then I'm like, hold on, that doesn't, I hate to put it out there like that, but it's a conflict of interest. Let me just share with you all, because, so, the executive assistants get paid money. They all get paid. It's a job. Okay. It's not just ministry. If anybody tells you working for the church is just ministry, they are lying. That is a job. Okay. I did not work at the church. I work for the nonprofit connected to the church, but it is a job. Don't let these people tell you it's not. So she has vested influence on keeping her job, which means that someone else should have notarized that document. She should have never notarized that document. That's just an FYI. I'm a notary public as well. You got to know the rules. So that's the only thing I had to say about that. Outside of that, Bishop Jakes is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to outmoney these people. So if there was, let's just say for conversation purposes, as I close, let's say that there was a real situation concerning the bishop and Youngblood and Youngblood's brother Richard. Let's just say that that happened. It's probably not going to really come out fully because he's going to outmoney. He's going to outmoney them. He's going to spend more money in these lawsuits. And after a while, he's probably going to get tired of spending the money for the lawsuits. But they're definitely not going to be able to keep up as much when it comes down to the filing and the paperwork because Bishop's money is way bigger. It's way longer. And so if there was any justice that needed to be served, it may not ever get served. Not unless they pull a him on him and find someone that's credible, that has the money. The Manasseh Jordans of the world would have been a great cliffhanger if the story would have actually came out when the people said it was going to come out. Manasseh Jordan, he might not have been able to keep up with the money as long or as much as the bishop, but he would have been able to do something. The Youngbloods can't keep up with the money at all. At least Manasseh would have been able to fight and do something, right, in the courts, or have a viable lawyer that would have been able to fight back for the courts. But the Youngbloods can't do that. Look at the person that they had as an attorney needs a haircut. That was wrong. He needs a haircut. Nobody trusts him. I don't trust any man, okay? Not in my life, to tell me nothing good and you need a haircut. You're scruffy, you're disheveled, you're not well put together. I don't trust you. When my friend walks around here with no haircut, I'm sorry, you got to go get that taken care of, even though he's really good about it. I don't have to tell him at all. I've never had to tell this man to get a haircut. If you want me to believe you, you got to get a haircut, okay? And then Pastor Tony Evans' situation, he just needs a haircut from a credible source. I've already given the man of God a name. He didn't do it. Okay. You try to help the men of God, they don't want no help. You got to have a penis in order to do it. This is why I've been staying quiet, because I've been letting the men fight. I did hear that too. I ain't gonna lie. I heard there's a vlogger that said this the other day. I be peeping in people's live every now and then, and I log off because I get tired. But somebody was like, this is not women. This is men fighting. Yeah, it's the men fighting. You don't hear the women fighting at all. It is the men fighting the men. And then claiming they acting like women. No, they acting like men. That's what they do. Petty. I don't hate men, by the way, but it might come across like I do, but I don't. But I don't like how there's a double standard for the women of God. And I'm always going to stand up for the women. Okay? If we in the right. Now, if we wrong, we wrong. Okay? So that is it. That's all, y'all. I wanted to make you all aware that if you all had not heard of this, not the affidavit, the demand letter. Oh, should I put it in Patreon? I gotta do a watermark to it. I do have the court documents. I'll attach it to that, and I'll just up the price if y'all want to see it. But the letter is out. The letter is out, and they ought to be ashamed. I mean, this is what looks like a money grab, and I cannot believe we've been talking about this since before Thanksgiving. This looks like a money grab. This is a quick $6 million fix. And here's the other part to the puzzle. Because I watched the interview today, I listened to what Youngblood said. I went back through the entire timeline. He never brought up money, not one time. The interviewer did. He did not. He never brought up money, not one time. Isn't that interesting? He never brought up a dime. He never brought up payoffs. He didn't bring up anything. It was the interviewer that brought up the money towards the end of the video. And I was like, how do we even get on payoffs? Like, how did we get from this man pouring his heart out, telling his story, to payoff? And it's like, well, this payoff situation that y'all try to pull, in my opinion, it bit you on your high part. Because who mentioned payoffs? This doesn't even make logical sense. Who mentioned payoffs? Nobody. So you're making it look really bad for Youngblood. And then Youngblood turns around and says, I'm going to pull a figure out of my tail that sounds like it's low. I'm going to lowball myself, not knowing that allegations have been out there about what the bishop has allegedly paid off people before. Not talking about men. I'm talking about just other situations. And I was like, $6 million is the ghetto for the bishop. Like, why would you even think that was okay? Who told you that $6 million was a good number to ask for? Somebody that is desperate for money, who just wants a quick buck. $6 million is not a good payoff. You should start, like I would have said, start at 15. Okay? And work your way up. Or work your way back down. Whatever. So that's all I have for y'all, child. We talked about Bishop Lovy. Oh God. God forbid. Somebody's gonna tell Prophet Lovy he needs to have better company, child. Tell him he needs to have proper company, child. You are the company that you keep. You know what? In my opinion, Prophet Lovy, and number one, y'all already know I think he's handsome as hell. But if you're this handsome, you have all this stuff going, why are you settling being around just people that are mediocre? That's gonna sound real bad, doesn't it? I mean, maybe because he knows he's the best looking out of all of them. So, you know, that daggone passion job is a Prophet passion jobber. He's a mess. Everybody around Lovy is not attractive. Sorry. I'm talking about like his social media friends and ministry friends. They are not attractive. Okay? Sorry, not sorry. They're not attractive. None of them are attractive. But maybe he wants to be the star of the show. I mean, honey, you see the body, right? I'm not lusting, women of God. I'm not, I promise. All right? I'm not lusting. But he needs to keep better company. You gotta keep better company around you. My pastor, before he died, and I've said this before on my channel, he would say, daughter, beloved, association brings about a simulation. If you surround yourself with dogs, you're bound to get fleas. Okay? If you surround yourself around a dog pound, shelter, you're going to get fleas. It's inevitable. One dog out of 20 has fleas. Somebody has fleas. Keep better company. Or just be around your wife and your children, your ex-wife and your children. He said he takes care of his ex-wife. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. I want to know why they divorced. Anyway. But he needs to keep better company. So anyway, he and EJ are and this, again, I said this earlier, Prophet Lovy putting out veil threats to me, it's just unnecessary. You sound like you've been coached. We don't believe that you're a tough guy. Sorry. I like tough men. I don't believe that you're a tough guy. You might look it, okay? You're sexy now. You seen that, the tattoos on the body? Okay. But I don't believe that you were really that person. And so That's why I've gotten confused when it comes down to Lovy. I'm just like, what are you doing, sir? Like, what is this? He's online. Please, you don't want me to get started. You don't want me to do so. Please, I'm not that kind of person. Like, he reminds me so much of a Nigerian pastor. I used to work for one, and he would say the same kind of stuff. I'm saying, Mr. George, shut up. You over here talking out your neck. You ain't gonna do nothing. You only 5'1". Who you gonna fight? I'm 5'11", and you 5'1". What you gonna do, man of God? I was looking at what man of God. What you doing? What you gonna do? Stop. Okay. Then we talked about Lord have mercy. The DL pastor, Bishop Patrick Wooden. I just really wished in 2025 that this man of God stopped spewing so much hatred and just be. If you want to preach the gospel in and out of season, fine. That works for me. But every day of your life does not have to be devoted to hating on the LGBTQ community. Like, girl, they don't care that much about you. They could care less about him. Like, shut up. Every day is, oh, so and so doing this, and they're gonna be disconfigured and this and that. And it's like, what? Girl, you're worried about the wrong stuff. Aren't you married? And didn't your gay son just help you when you was in the hospital? I'm quite sure that you had a gay orderly or a CNA or a nurse or a food service personnel that you didn't want to eat from the gay person. You got to be careful what you say about folk. I promise you, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Okay. And then we talked about Youngblood. Now we're gonna wrap it up here because this whole everybody wants to sit around and read 25,000 pages of documents. We ain't doing it over here today. Nah. Because when I read that one thing, I was like, I thought he said that he just got pulled in close and the bishop tried to kiss him. I ain't gonna lie, I would not have been able to. I probably would have kissed the bishop. I ain't gonna lie, because y'all know before this whole Michelle Last situation, I thought the bishop was so sexy. You could not tell me that Bishop Jakes was not the man. Because I used to love like really big men. My girlfriends would say that I liked men that had heart disease and the diabetes. They used to say that to me all the time. Like, you like men that like are getting ready to die because they're so big and they have high blood pressure. And I was like, that's not nice, even though it's kind of true. Now I have, I still like big guys, I like tall chocolate with dreads. I like light skin. I don't mind. Okay. If he's watching. I like tall chocolate and muscular with dreads. I like light skin. I like Jewish men. I like Caucasian men. I don't just like one kind of man. All right. So I'm an equal opportunity employer. All right. But when I read this, I was like, we're not about to sit here on live and read all this when this is clear as day in the demand letter, which is a direct contradiction to what he said on the broadcast. Case closed to me. Now, I'm not a judge, of course. The bishop is shoving out a lot of money for this court case and doing conflict of interest with Miss Beverly Robinson. Fine. That's their money. I don't care. But Youngblood up here, to me, lying was not okay. That doesn't mean I'm still not upset about what the bishop has done or allowed to happen with Cora and Michelle. I ain't off that. But this right here, I don't like this kind of nasty work. This is nasty work on behalf of Youngblood because you knew that this letter has extortion written all over it. We all know it. Case closed. Anyway, y'all, love you all. Hope that you all are well. Look, y'all continue to send me information in the DM. If it was not for people keeping up with this and letting me know what's going on, I probably would not know what was going on, honestly. But I do read your messages. I do respond to the messages. I respond to emails as well. So if you email me, I do respond, except for that one man, that one Trump supporter that was on TikTok, and he cussed me out for my TikTok or whatever. He cussed me out big time. He was not happy with me the day after the election. He cussed me out royally. And I was like, sir, and I know he is not happy right now because of what Trump is doing. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I did post a TikTok today, though. So shout out to the people that have already seen the TikTok. All right. Y'all keep me posted. I will come back live when I have information on stuff. I'm not just gonna come live just to come live. Okay. My life is not wired like that. I work. I picked up some clients. I've been doing a lot of really good work. And so I've been trying to stay focused on that because I gotta pay these bills. Okay. And so, and you too, let's just be clear. Outside of donations and some Patreon money, YouTube does not pay me anything. As a matter of fact, I'm still demonetized. So they ain't paying me nothing. All right. This is a labor of love. All right. But I gotta go. People are now texting me, asking me, what am I doing? So I gotta get ready to go. But you all continue to let me know what's going on. If you need to reach out to me, reach out to me. If you want me to write an article on my website, okay, message me. You can email me at cocktailhourcatrice@gmail.com. Like, it's not that, like, they're making it so like it's that serious. And I'm like, it's not that serious, because it's like the man told us on the interview what he alleged the bishop did, and then and the man, like, you're gonna talk about what the bishop did to his physical trauma to his teenage body. Which one is it? You don't think that they're gonna pull a transcript from the video? That's what they get hired to do. Foolishness. Isn't it foolish? That's what they get hired to do. They get hired to pull the transcript from the videos to see where you lying at. It's not rocket science. And they clearly caught Pastor Dr. Deacon RSO in a lie. Because you said in the video, oh, he just pulled me close. And here he did something to your body. So which one is it? Now we know the bishop is tall and he big. Praise God. Did he overpower you? If you would have said that on the show, maybe he was ashamed. But you being ashamed is now gonna cost you down the line, because you wanted to do a demand letter alleging that this man did something to your trauma to your body. Stop being stupid. So these people get on my nerves. Like, it's not rocket science. But I mean, it makes for good content for YouTube. The people that have been covering it, keep on covering it. I know who ain't gonna be covering it every day, every week, no, it's not gonna be me. No. I'm not covering it like that. Okay. I have work to do. But when y'all see something, you say something. Hey, content creator, I know you're talking about this, but jump in the DM. But he said X, Y, and Z, read that. I don't know why I have never heard anyone mention this part right here. Not one time. I heard commentary from 3 people. Not one person mentioned this part right here. In the demand letter. He has a whole telephone number and email address and website, but he can't get a haircut. Shameful. Anyway, y'all gotta go. I gotta go. Hope that you all are well. Again, keep me posted in the DM. You can reach me on TikTok, and well, I'm not really on Instagram like that. I had one lady, she sends me Instagrams all day, every day. I don't check none of that stuff. TikTok, really my website and my email. I do respond to those. Oh, has to say I have not. I don't really know. I do know who he is. I just don't watch him like that. So, but I do know who Denat is. Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. I like it when they do the beef. I like watching beef. I don't like being a part of beef. You get what I'm saying? These people keep texting and calling me. I like watching the beef. I don't like being a part of it. So that's why I let the men fight. I sit on the sideline and I be like this. I like watching the men fight. Like little Furbies arguing back and forth. It's great. Seriously, like I don't like letting the men fight. So, all right, guys, I gotta go. I will see you all soon. Again, if you want me to talk about something, cover something, or put it on my website, email me and I will get back to you. Talk to you guys later. Bye.